right, it's time for the Friends and Family Show. We're coming to you live at ChannelOne TV here at our studios at number 50 Hansen Lane in Tesano. You're very welcome tonight. And we are getting into this conversation that we pretty much would have to have at some point in our lives. And that is adult friendships. There are people in our lives who have been friends with us since we're in, high school or probably nursery school all the way till now. And there are others who, it's like a moving train or a bus. People come on, people get off, people come on, people get off. But you have people who have been in your life since the beginning of you can remember being friends. That's what we're talking about tonight. And there's so many things in there. How to handle adult friendships. Is marriage a problem? Is childbirth actually breaking everything? Or you're still standing, still grinding as friends? Well, you can be part of the show. You can send us a message via WhatsApp on the number 020-444-7033. Don't forget to add your name. My super special name is Noyo Kwote, and I'm going to be your host tonight. We'll take a break. When we're back, we're talking adult friendship. Okay, welcome back to the Friends and Family Show, coming to you live on ChannelOne TV, here at our studios at number 50 Hansen Lane in Tesano. My name is Noyo Kwote, and tonight we're talking about making adult friendships. Sometimes it's hard to maintain friends. Sometimes it is really hard to make friends when you're now an adult, because responsibilities, for that matter, you do not have time, probably because of marriage, because children, because your work schedule is... So there's no time for you to step out to, hang out with friends. You can do the phone, but usually on phones, you can't really tell emotions. You can't really tell what the people are, how the people feel exactly until you're in their presence. Are you holding on to that old friendship? Are you being able to make new friends? That's what we're talking about tonight. And tonight in my studio, I have Elam Kwashi in the studio here. Hi, you're not new to the studio.
Yes.
And I have Courage as well. Hi, Courage, not new as well. Vanessa is here tonight, and we're talking about adult friendships. How long have you been friends with anybody at all? Do you remember if you have a childhood friend who's grown and you're still together?
I think my oldest friendship now is like 25 years.
I'm sorry?
25.
25.
Yes.
So from what year?
That's from like junior high school.
Junior high school.
Yeah, so that's the oldest I have presently. Actively in my life, still engaged. We talk often, yeah.
You talk often?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
That's good.
I feel so bad hearing that because...
You don't have?
It's occasional. We talk occasional, but I really can't tell if I still talk to my childhood friends. It's hard, unless I meet them somewhere. Oh, how are you?
I don't even remember.
I don't even remember. I feel so bad.
Were they your friends?
Okay, that's the thing. Maybe probably they're just acquaintances or classmates.
No, but I think decades ago you can relate with, maybe you go for tea together, you go for lunch together, breakfast together, but now you see them and you're just wondering if you can still hold that conversation as you used to decades ago.
As he said, were you really friends? Because I've been friends with a couple of people, I think since 9 years.
Okay.
Wow.
Like since we're 9.
Right.
Wow.
And for us, as much as with another friend of ours, but as much as we don't actively communicate, immediately we meet ourselves today or
Catch up.
And it's like we've always been talking. If we don't get to, there is this other girl I'm talking about that it's been like, we live very close, but it's almost a year since more than a year since we physically saw each other. But then let me tell you, the next minute she calls, the conversation is like, we are always in each other's space, So as he said, were you guys really friends?
Friends, close friends.
Because we have acquaintance and we have friends. And in adulthood, you have to be very intentional about your friendship.
That's the word.
If you aren't intentional, you will lose out on a lot of things. Okay. From childhood, you've grown into adult, you have your work, you have kids, you have your projects, you have your side businesses, and we all have issues in those failed.
Right.
So if you are not intentional about making sure you check up on each other, you make time to, for me now, I don't slack. I make time to hang around with my friends. It might not be those old ones, but even with the new ones, at least if it's one, within a week, you are tired from work, issues, family, kids, and everything. So if I'm sitting out on a Friday night between maybe an hour or two to chit-chat, to just free my head, you are allowed. And it is very necessary. It's really important. We don't put emphasis on those things, but honestly, it is
Very
rewarding.
That is right. That is right. I think in our part of the world, I mean, Africa, you can be very intentional. I mean, sometimes you don't even have that liberty, that freedom to be that intentional. Let's say kids come in, let's say you get married, and in our African setting, for the female, gearing towards the female side, when you get married, oh, don't entertain friends. We get that from our parents.
Yes.
Hey, Adam for Sam, be careful. But in as much as you want to talk to that friend, you want to go out with the girls, maybe you have a child now, you have PTA on Friday, the girls are having some lunch out there, you can't go. No matter how you want to be intentional about it, I'm not sure you'll be able to go. So I think sometimes the factors that don't allow us
That's
to
change in lifestyle.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So we're still saying that you have to make a conscious effort.
Right.
Conscious
Right.
effort.
Meet your
always.
friends.
Right.
Okay. But then all of you have spoken, and I've heard that, they're my friends, and then we catch up when we meet. Is that enough?
I think at a certain level, maturity should let you know that it's enough.
It's enough.
Yes, I have friends that, okay, right here in this house, Apiako is my friend. At a point, we can go like 7 months of no phone call, no WhatsApp, or nothing. But because we're friends, when we meet, there's no awkwardness.
Okay.
There are no
Well,
accusations and control because
Right.
I appreciate the fact that she's busy.
Yeah.
Right.
I am busy,
Yeah.
you know. So it's that maturity to understand that it's not like the person is zoning you out or doesn't want to
Right.
relate to
So
anything.
that's it.
But life is happening.
Yeah.
And then you adjust accordingly.
That's it.
At some point, you may be able to have friends come over or visit or something, and it's a full day affair. Hallelujah. But if you don't have that,
do we ever get
do?
the food day, okay?
I have a friend whom I met at university, so not like 25 years.
Right.
She's in Holland. And we catch up like once every year or every 2 years. But anytime we do, it's
fireworks.
and there's so much updates
Yes.
and everything.
Taking a
And
long
we,
time,
I mean,
yeah.
so, and it's because we are friends. So it doesn't matter how long we've been apart, how long we've not spoken. And also, anytime it becomes like, hey, and you don't check on me and you don't call and all of that and every accusation and all of that. Actually, that becomes the very toxic thing that
would
pushes you apart. Because
Right.
I'm not leaving my kids to call you just because, no. But when we were,
It's not even your fault. Like, let's say for mothers, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, for mothers, it's even-
probably you've called me. I call you back. I'm like, oh, give me 2
Ah.
minutes. That's
Till
2
they
minutes.
break.
It's 2
Right,
days.
it's 2 days. Because I'm getting to take care of the kids. I'm running an errand.
Yeah.
I'm cooking.
To run the
I'm-
house. I
Oh,
mean,
but wait, you're adding too many things. You're going to take care of the kids.
That's
By the
enough.
time you are done with kid 1, kid 2 has sorted itself, you need to attend to that one. Okay, it's time to feed
full-time
them.
job.
Exactly.
It's
It's a
a
So
full-time
just
job.
that one alone can
Yes.
get
And
you
even
going.
I think proximity. He mentioned his friend in Holland. You can't necessarily see your friend every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to go with the flow of social media on the
Right.
phone, WhatsApp, because the person is abroad. The person is working, even in Accra here, or maybe Ghana here, Kumasi or in Accra. It doesn't mean you should end your friendship. That intentionality comes in because, oh, I've not been able to see you. You can't blame the person. You can't accuse the person. It's more of understanding each other.
But you see, sometimes too, we have to give credit to the fact that having friends should mean, we being intentional about friends should mean we have 2 or 3 things in common.
Absolutely.
The common interest
Absolutely.
factor.
We should have 2 or 3, a couple of things in common.
common.
In that way, dealing with each other becomes easier. If I am, you can't say that maybe your mother or you're married, those that aren't, you would shun them away. But you are in an organization, you do something productive with your meeting. It's not because we are just friends, we are just hanging. No. It should be very productive because we hardly get to meet each other, we hardly talk. So when we are coming together, it means that we are coming to get some advice or something out of the meeting we are coming to have.
That's
it's not just the usual.
It's not just the usual.
Some of the childhood friends we may have right now, where we are in life, the kind of conversation you may have had with them 10 years ago. Now you chat with them and it's like watching paint dry. Very boring, very uninteresting. You're just, when would you finish? But maybe 10 years ago, it was like the gist of the year. Like, hey, this. So that's the progression level.
How my circle, if there is a business opportunity or something, it should be about something. We should have a goal. For me,
so that's going to take me to my next question. So are some friends for a particular season, or you put all the friends in one category? Some friends are for a particular season, you know? And then so the season to jam, you have one person. But is that not?
But can you ever tell?
Exactly.
Because I'm not sure when we're in uni, maybe level 100. For me, I had this very close friend, and I think SHS, I had a very close friend. You don't envision the future that you may end your friendship. So I think with friendship, you stay in the moment, you live in the present. Because you can't say, okay, in the next 4 years. It's different if you're colleagues or you're working on a project. But if you are in a space, university, doing a course, your master's, I'm not sure you can. I can't envision that I would end my friendship. I'm actually hopeful, just like a relationship. Oh, it should get somewhere. It should be profitable. I mean, you get some deal, you get some business. Hey, put me on. That's it. I'm not sure I can envision that it will be seasonal.
I always say this to certain people who ask me all the time that when I'm working with you, you have a lot of people coming to you. You know, you have a lot of people. Oh, nah. I'm like, look, I know a lot of people, but I have very few friends. You know, so the fact that you see people like, always say, oh, that's not, oh, hi, or hey, me who watch you, fine. All that will come along, but I have very few friends. I know a lot, there's a difference. I know a lot of people, probably in school, at church, and I'll go in person.
So that's
and
where
make friends
she comes in acquaintances.
Exactly. I could just walk up to you and probably say hi. I like your dress. So you see me the next time and say, "Oh, that's the lady that said I like."
Right.
So then we keep talking because I see you in a particular spot, probably in the salon or something. I always see you there. So if I walk in to the salon with you and you see that lady come up to me and say, "Oh, it's a friend," doesn't mean that's my friend.
Your friend.
That's somebody I know.
Or
I
somebody
think it's how we define
watches
friendship.
you on TV,
Right.
sees the superstar, the salon.
Right.
Say, hello.
That's your fun.
That's different. Exactly.
There are
But,
so many
there's
levels
so
of
many people.
relationships with
I'll
that.
pick up a phone and call and so Charlotte says, I need this and that. That is my friend. Somebody I can call and have conversations with and be comfortable.
Like your safe space.
And to some extent, even a social support system.
Right. I am down. I know who to call to make me laugh. I need something. I know who to call.
That person you can be yourself, that vulnerable
without judgment.
Without judgment. So that's so friends are good for some seasons, and then there are friends who,
just pass.
In as much as the longevity helps, I think there are those that are like divine connections. You meet them and in a year, it's like you've known each other forever.
So duration doesn't really count.
It doesn't.
Like I've known this person 10 years, I've known this person just a month, and the person has made an impact in my life that at 10 years may probably not have done anything.
That's where we go back to being intentional. It's like if I'm friends with you, we should have something
we are
not just
some
talking
values, some common interests
for
like
me.
Meet and then not small talks every time. There should be humor.
But
there
not
should be
small
talks every time.
Because if we talk about somebody, it won't put food on my table. Like
we have days when we can chit chat and
I have
eat
this friend Karen. Right, I've known Karen since we're in class, I think third year or second grade or something. Really small, I think 7 years. And anytime we have a conversation, either on WhatsApp or anything, we go like, if people should take our phones and read our conversation.
We talk about everybody and everything.
So you can actually pour everything out,
to
and she comes
this
to pour
person,
everything out.
but it's not like
Exactly.
you can't do that
Every
with
time.
a group
Yeah,
of friends.
exactly.
No, 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 no.
Can't do that with
Yeah.
It's safe one way.
It's just one.
But I
Some
can say
people
that.
can work out with the trial, like we are 3 friends, and I wonder how, because for me, I'm not even one I struggle with, so I'm more intentional. But extra 2, I have trust issues. I'm not sure I can do the 3.
But so we've been
Like, we've been
friends like
three
for
like,
for
oh,
a
very
okay.
long time.
Sure,
And, you know,
yeah.
we all
You know,
have
But
our.
then that's more intentional.
Yes.
Because
because-
we've been friends since.
And our
primary
parents are
school.
friends too.
Oh,
So-
okay.
yeah,
So it
you
works
have
like
a lot of
family. You're
things
like
in common.
Are you in the same church?
Yes.
We used to be in the
In the same church.
So we all got
Our
married.
faith
And
is
then
actually built on
the same
church.
space. It's just
Yes.
like having childhood friends. When you are a child, when you're in a school, it becomes like friendship becomes mandatory activity.
You're
because
looking
you
forward
go
to
for
each other.
PE,
Yes.
You go,
Yes.
oh, you know, in school, I used to have this, it was a clique. We had the master when I was in class 1. Okay, so when you do something to the master, that's your friend, but like she's like the leader of the
Yeah.
gang. Everyone is not talking to you.
Ew.
So yeah, so it became
Wow.
like, oh, it's a clique. Like it became mandatory. The days I'm
At
not
what
talking to my
class?
master class 1. The days I'm not talking to our leader, like no one is talking. I don't even want to come to school. I told my mom I'm sick because I'm scared. But I think when you grow, you fall
Yes.
out of that. You start to
Yes.
feel, you make meaningful friendships. I
Yes.
think that's it for me.
Yeah.
At some point in life, you don't need to be making friends that may not really help you.
Okay.
So
Your goal.
there's a particular sister of mine, so you can tell how deep it's come. We met at Legon, I think 3rd year, and what bonded us was class discussions, the views we
Wow.
shared. In fact, it was from one class discussion I approached. I said, "No, your views are fantastic," and from then on till
Looking
now,
forward to such friendship.
Wow.
we've become and group discussions, projects, and everything.
Sure.
That was how.
Yes.
So we became friends
Wow.
of 4.
Yeah.
And we were the
worked.
unbreakable friends, you know.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we lost 2,
Oh,
but the
sorry.
2 of us who were left continue to be together. And that's because of the quality of thinking, for want of a better
Good.
word, that we found among
Good.
each other.
Right.
So we balanced each other off, we tossed each other, and it was fantastic. And it continues to grow now that we're family people.
Oh, wow.
I have 2 kids, she has 2 kids.
can't-
I know the husband,
Yeah.
and-
Wow.
and that's beautiful.
Right.
you
And
know,
having
so-
friends like that means you have boundaries.
respecting boundaries.
Yeah.
You are respecting boundaries. Like the way she said, I'll call you back and it will take whatever.
Yeah.
I respect the boundary. I know that, look, she has her, so let me
Genuinely.
give genuinely. Without boundary, even in our relationship, without boundary, look at how they will
Cross
just
the line and then
run
that's
over
when
you.
respect comes
Look,
in and
precisely.
toxicity.
Good. You will not. I will know the time to visit her. I will where she's with her family. I wouldn't just pop up at any
And then,
time
yeah.
or at a party dressed in a
That's a problem
Yes.
for me.
Dressed
Showing up
in a
in my
certain
house
way.
because we are friends.
no way. That's where
Yet,
It doesn't
yet
work
when in
that
distress
way.
at 1 a.m., you know you can call her.
Right.
And then-
And she
Right.
says, oh
Exactly.
no,
That
then it
means-
must be
That's because
something.
she doesn't come at odd hours.
Exactly.
She doesn't call at odd
Exactly.
hours. All right, so now let's talk about this. Do you let go of old friendships? Do you fight old friendships? Let me put it this way. Do you fight for old friendships or you just let it fade away?
I think
If
along
that
the line.
friendship is meaningful, right, you definitely would want to.
No, you want
Yes, but
to fight
sometimes
for
you
it.
don't have control.
Yes.
Okay.
But just to chip in this, sometimes it can be a meaningful friendship. But I like what Kari said about liking an idea of his classmates and they became friends. Sometimes when there's an element of jealousy, it can be a meaningful friendship, but that element comes in and then, oh no, let it fade away. Let me start hiding stuff from you. Maybe I tell you, okay, I just got this car, I just got this house. Then you very
vibe,
meaningful
the
friendship,
vibe.
like where you get projects, you work together, you do everything. But then you start to sense, you can smell jealousy.
Yes. And I was
I
actually
start
talking
to-
about
I'll start to
that
quail.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll quail and then I'll
Yeah.
let it probably fade away.
I spoke to someone about it yesterday. That I had a very good friend in uni, and it got to a point where she's like, "Oh," she goes like, "You get almost everything that I want."
Are you
Yes.
kidding
That's
me?
subtle jealousy.
Yes, you get everything I want because
And she could say that.
I got a job
That's
in
dangerous.
uni.
She's telling you point blank.
Exactly.
Hey, would
So I
you?
got a job whilst I was still in uni.
Okay, wait. So she wanted your boyfriend?
Oh no,
You know,
I
some-
wouldn't
some
say
can
that.
even
It
be
wasn't
like,
necessarily-
oh, yeah, Mama be
Everything
repair
that I
work.
want.
Everything that
It's
we
jealousy,
both- let's say
plain
we
jealousy.
both used to pray
Aspire for desire.
or yes,
Okay.
we talk about the probably I want to get
And it
married
comes
at
to you
this
early.
age, and it comes to me early, you know. So then she blatantly just said,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
it looks like you're getting everything that like we all.
You
you're
get
getting
it
first.
too.
So I got a job while I was in uni, and it took years for her to get a job after uni. You know, so I got married first, then she's still not married. I've got my kids, and you know, so.
That element comes
Yes,
in.
so it gets to a point where you can't even pick up your phone and say,
No.
well, let me tell this
Yeah.
person
That's why you
about
are
my
even
Your
losing
your
trust.
wings.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
your
A friend of
You
mine
can't
can
share-
tell me.
You can't share the good news, but aside that, you can tell this person is a good person.
Person.
So are you
Okay,
fighting?
here is you making excuses
Well,
for an envious person.
Okay.
well, that's true.
To say somebody is a good person, envy and jealousy should be absent,
Right.
because that can motivate a lot of actions that will
Right.
harm you in the end.
Right. Right.
So I have a friend, it's been 20 years from high school, and I got a job very early too. And for years after school, he went to the Polytechnic. So he completed school a year before I did. I still didn't have a job for years, about 8 years after. When I didn't have a job, he now had a job. Okay. And we've been fine. Anytime we celebrate each other, you know, that's one I can keep. But where I sense envy,
Are we boss?
you begin to introduce some boundaries.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely important, because envy is such a toxic motivation
Very
to
much.
very disastrous action.
But I think
Uh-huh.
I bet
You can intercede for the person, all right, because the person needs help. So you can pray for the person, but you need to be guarded. Once you sense envy, you know, because you never know what the person would flow on to do
Right.
out of
Because of
that.
that.
Yeah.
Right,
And I
true.
find that mostly, particularly because of our wonderful sisters, you make excuses for people.
Yes.
I think I won't call it excuses. Sometimes, as human as we are, we get considerate because you have this emotional bond and obligation with the person. So you just make it. Oh, I won't say excuse. Maybe let me just maybe let me talk about it. I, for instance, I made that mistake and it caused me real time because I always made excuse for a friend that I could see, I could smell shared jealousy and envy. But for 5 years, oh, she's my friend, it's okay. Somebody will call me, this person said this about you. I was like, oh, no, own to me in casa. Then in my mind, oh, should I still continue? The person can call maybe my partner and tell them, you know, it's shared, yes. But I kept making excuses, thinking, oh, the person, it's okay. With time, oh God, oh God, oh
Bit you
God.
hard.
Yes. It was terrible. We ended our friendship terribly. It wasn't good. So I've learned from it that in as much as you may be considerate, you need to be firm. It can cost you something great, like a great deal, your marriage, your work, things that matter to you. It can cost you. So just as he said, yes, we do make excuses sometimes. I mean, it's allowed, but you need to be firm with that. It's a no.
And as you're going to, certain things that you can't do them anymore. You know, some after
Exactly.
when your birthday is coming, you can the plans you be making. Now your birthday is here.
Charlie,
And no, you even realize somebody tell you, happy birthday. You remember, it's my birthday. You know, that's adulthood.
Right.
Yes, it's not.
Like, I do countdown.
Yes. Okay, it's just a matter of time.
It's how friends also celebrate you.
Yes,
It's just those special moments. It may not be money-wise, really, but they calling you, they trying to be there for you. Like, oh, let's come over. You don't need to go
Recalling
out.
your birthday at 15 and
You
all the
know,
incidents.
like posting some memorable pictures
Yes.
of, like the way you're friends for 9 years. You can
Yes.
post like old picture of
No, but
yourself and then
even-
you will laugh
we-
like
very honest,
nothing.
you don't even have time to take picture.
Oh.
So
Memories,
busy for
I like
yourself.
making memories. I would make memories with you. I mean, if you're my friend, you see it on my phone because I would always have videos of you and myself. You
I'm
will
not
see
really a
it. If you're no
picture
longer
type,
friends,
though.
you will see it.
Just like me.
Yes, I mean,
I can exist for so long, go to so many different places,
not
and
good
not take a
though.
It's not
Yes,
good.
myself.
It's
I don't
not
like
good.
pictures.
It's
If
not
you
good.
take, fine, but I don't like taking
It's
pictures.
not
Wow.
But
I like
I'm
memories. I
I'm
like to make
learning to do
memories.
so
I
because
mean.
of the kids.
Okay.
For
You just have to
example,
Now,
create memories.
I mean,
I
with
think
technology.
Sunday or so, when it was raining, we were in the rain together, myself and the kids. And usually my wife is a photographer, but she wasn't around.
Oh.
So I remember I said, no, if she comes and I tell her that we did this, she will ask, where are the videos?
Wow.
So I had to pick the phone and then, so I'm learning from my partner, my wife, that you need to
Memories
keep
are
some of
very
these memories.
important.
and all that. I may not mind, but she minds.
Yeah,
So
she likes
You
them.
have
You
to
have to
just-
give that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're just going to take a break. We're still talking about making adult friendship. We'll get into if we are, we have to share the responsibilities 50-50 on checking on each other, or you have to go 100 to check on people. So you can be part of the show. Send us a message. I'm looking forward to your messages via WhatsApp on the number 020-444-7033. And don't forget to add your name when you do. We'll take a breather. When we're back, we'll continue with the conversation. We're back on the Friends and Family Show. We're talking about making adult friendships or making friends whilst you're adults. And before I went on the break, I said that we're going to talk about if we were to do this 50-50, what do you do? Do you go up strong in your friendship, or you have to share it? You check up on me a little, I check up on you a little. And there should be that balance. I agree. I think that there should be that balance. It shouldn't be one-sided. If a friendship is one-sided, it looks like the other side doesn't really want it, because you should want that friendship as much as I want to be in it. That is the only way that we can gel together. But responsibilities and other things, you can't really tell if the person really wants it or not. But again, that conscious effort to be friends is very important. So I'm asking, should we share the love 50-50? Do you check up on me 50-50? Like I do a little, and then I don't see.
Is it possible?
Yeah,
it's
like I call
possible.
you on Monday and Tuesday. You should call me
No.
It's possible, but sometimes I'll use myself as an example. I love my friends, but sometimes I may be battling with something. I may not be able to share it at that moment with them. I have this friend, shout out to Ella. She would always check on me. I want to do same, but I'm battling with something. Regular times we do check on each other. We're always talking. She's on my end, I'm at her end, but there are times that she will be there for me. She's not expecting, sometimes she'll complain, but she's not expecting that 50-50 at that time of my life, because she knows, she has a fair idea of what may be happening to me. So yes, it can be 50-50, but sometimes, just sometimes, you may be battling with something that you may not be able to reciprocate that, that care, that attention. So it's all about understanding the other person.
For me, I'm not the life, most of the time, the life of a party. I'm mostly
Drawn in.
I'm always drawn back. You find that when we are out, chit chat, I can't talk much. I'm just few words and then I'm done. I'll stay back, laugh, and then
enjoy
the moment, but I can't do much.
And then it's good she's your friend.
Yes,
She's so bubbly.
I can't do much. Don't chit chat, do a lot of things.
They're ganging up against you.
But I can't do much. So, but for me, all the people that I've come in contact with, we might not be talking for a couple of days, probably weeks. But the day we meet, or the day
Fireworks.
I call or you call, I've always gotten that. Yes, like that means I know I've given them the boundaries. I've given them all the respect. I've put in a lot of things into the friendship. I don't do friends a lot. I don't, because my house, even where I live now, I can count the number of friends that knows my house. Very good friends that, one or two.
But you still love them.
If I still love them, I wouldn't be in your house all the time. I don't have the time. But then when I call you, or when we get into that circle, everything jumps up naturally. So if your friendship are very draining, if you call me and you tell me, and you don't call me, and you don't check on me, and you don't
it
do,
becomes overwhelming.
even my conversation with you changes. Because myself, I'm drained, I'm tired.
Actually, or be complaining.
Good. And it will just naturally die out.
I think 50-50 is not possible. It's not realistic. And the reason why you're friends is because I remember, how's now doing? We've not spoken in a while. I pick the phone and I call. It doesn't matter whether you called the last time or I called the last time. And sometimes you might be in a friendship where it can be 80-20. Because that is how the person is. I know somebody who can go on for 6 hours and don't know where her phone is.
Yes.
That kind of a person. In the world of WhatsApp is on your phone, Facebook is on your phone, yet she can go on for 6 hours and don't know where her phone is, and she's
that's
fine.
True. I mean, you don't need to count scores.
Right.
So if that's your friend,
Yeah.
appreciate her for that.
Right.
And maybe she's the one person who always visit you in person.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't do the
Something
in-person
peculiar
much.
about people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it's about
yeah.
appreciating each other's strength and managing it as it is.
Yeah.
But if you put expectation, and I think
That is the
The
word.
the good thing about friendship is giving.
Without thinking
Giving.
of.
Giving. So if that's your focus. Because when you come to the point saying, this is my friend, that's what I'm saying, like 25 years, 20 years. For those people, I make the effort to keep us going. Because I appear, this is my friend. There are people who are not necessarily friends, they're acquaintances, some you meet and all of that, they call it. We manage those ones. But those that are friends, your focus is to reach out. And sometimes, like you're saying, when you reach out, then you realize that the person is at a certain place
Right.
where you're needed. But it's not always that psychologically the person is predisposed to call you. But when you now call, then they start crying.
Right.
Yeah.
Then
Guilty
you-
as charged. Very guilty as charged.
you know, so don't expect 50. That's what I would say. But as much as we put in effort.
I mean, serious friendships that our conversations begin with insults.
I was about to say that.
Okay.
Into one term and can
I was about to say-
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
if
and
such
it's
person
fine.
calls you and you don't know, you feel ball, and you put on loudspeaker, that's the end of. Such,
No, but
she'll not come in and put on speaker.
So if you're in a car and then a picture system, first you
I
start,
was- I'm in the car.
it's on loudspeaker,
It's on
it's on
loudspeaker.
loudspeaker.
I'm in serious friendships, and the call begins with
Yeah.
the "Why?" You know,
You see.
but that's me checking up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You have
know,
your
or
own
sometimes
language, that
exactly.
friendship language.
I think that sometimes I feel like, oh, I haven't heard from this. Probably she's going through something. I can't just call and be solemn. I can't do that.
No.
Wait, would I check?
You
I said,
should
"Don't
read
feel
the
about-"
room.
You know. So when I said, "Don't feel about," then there's a laughter. You know, and after that they go and say, "Oh, Charlie, I made what small." Okay, me say, I'm trying to figure out what the kids are going to eat. We'll talk later. But
Finish.
that's 1 minute
That's
call is
That's
enough
a
for
lot,
you to,
yeah.
you know, stand in your kitchen and even laugh. And say, "Akwa, when you're normal." You get.
Yeah.
All my serious friendships that begin, phone calls begins with an insult. Yeah.
But it's fun.
It's
You know,
normal.
when you even see the person's call, wait, Charlie,
I don't even
Charlie,
have to
I'm
make any
friendly.
conscious. When I pick up the phone,
You pick no.
if you call me, say, I insult you first. You know, answering the phone, I tell you my mind first before. But sometimes they go like,
This
"Oh,
is
oh,
not comportment,
me and my boss
comportment
really
friendship.
work. I tell you my mind.
You're in the car, like, oh, Charlie, what do you mean?
And especially when you have your phone connected to
the car.
that's
when
why
I'm
they're
picking up, I'm beginning. That's it. Me fall back. Why?
Disclaimer before.
No, but I don't listen to my throwback. As I finish telling you what I
Now,
want
mine
to
I
tell
know
you.
what our friend, but
can't
I'm
even-
here actually, and then
Charlie-
like, hey, Charlie, if it's my
Hey,
pastor, what will I
drama
do?
with the IO.
But
We've
you
got
see,
the message.
what you're describing, that is why it's a friendship.
Yeah.
You can't do this on acquaintance. You
No.
can't do this
Right,
with a
right.
colleague.
Exactly.
Even the friendship, there's a level.
Yeah.
You can't just do it with. You can be friends with Ama, friends with Adra, but the
But you
level
can't
you
do
are
it
with
on with
one,
Ama,
yes,
yes,
yeah.
you can never do it with
They
But,
Adra.
differ.
but have
Yes.
you had this situation where, for example, she's my friend, and I meet you through her, and
Yeah.
we become
besties
more
that
friends
Yes,
than
immediately I have
yes.
to deal with that. It doesn't end well too.
Yes,
because
I don't
they
do
get
that.
close
I don't
to
do
you.
that.
I just
Yes.
move on.
I don't do that.
oh,
Yeah.
It's happened to me
I
twice.
move on.
It's painful.
I don't do that.
You for some
I've brought
funny
you a
reason.
friend now. Enjoy.
For some funny
I'm
reason,
not gonna
they
stay. Why am I
they
gonna-
actually ganged up
Because there's a
against
high
me.
possibility you're telling my stuff.
Yes.
To her.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't. I don't. I
No way.
don't.
So now I don't make friends with your friends unless
I don't.
acquaintance- I don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It doesn't help.
We meet. We talk. I won't take
doesn't
your
help.
number.
Beautiful.
I won't visit. I don't do. No.
All right, so let's take a few messages. And yes, very good conversation and comments. I love to hear more. Friends that can contribute good in your life. I mean, advice, etc. And this one here says, I'm Angel watching from Abilingpe. I believe not every friendship is meant to last forever. I agree.
True.
Some people were just for a reason. That's what they're seasoned.
Right.
They're there to help you for a particular meeting throughout a particular season, and then they're gone. I always feel bad for not texting or calling back immediately, but sometimes life just be lifing. This is Chantel in Adenta, and do not beat yourself up.
Right.
It is life.
This is normal.
If your friend is truly your friend,
She would
they will
understand. Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Now, my name is Kafui from Wa. Honestly, I think harder to maintain old friendships now that priorities have changed. And careers, marriages, kids, it's a lot. True. It's a lot.
Overwhelming.
That's why sometimes you have friends in the same situation as you.
That is it.
It's easier to maintain these old friendships in the same situation as you because they understand work is calling. They understand marriage is calling. They understand, the kids are calling, the house is calling. Probably you have an extra job. But the fact that you're able to call for a minute or probably text and say, hi, I'm just checking in. I do that a lot. I like to, hi, I'm just checking in. It's like a default thing. Like, hi, I haven't seen you in a while. I'm just checking in. Not like to have a normal conversation. I'm not going to have a long conversation with you. But probably I haven't seen you. It crosses my mind. The minute it crosses my mind, I have to act on it. Because if I do not, I'm stepping into another situation.
Another 3
you are
days.
gone.
Yeah, you're gone. You're gone.
True.
I'm going to remember and it's later. You get it. So yeah, these friendships, we have to fight for the old ones, but the proper ones.
The proper ones.
So why does it feel harder to make friends, after school?
I'm not sure it's hard. I think you just now you do this self-discovery and you get to know what you want, what you like, who you may want to work with, not being too picky, but you know your goals, your values, you want to align. So just as she said, that common interest, that common goal, you want to find someone who is close to that. I had a friend who felt like she wants to be a housewife. Apologies, there's nothing wrong being a housewife, but my goals, I want to get to that corporate, in fact, shatter the glass ceiling. And I have you, and you be like, oh, Chika, when she gets money, or she just wants to travel, she just wants to stay home. It didn't sound like she was focused. It didn't sound like she was going somewhere, which was okay for her, but I wanted more. I still want more. So a friend like that, you're not going to help me. I would walk away. Am I going to cut you off? No, but you can't be my friend.
Change.
Priorities have changed. Maybe years back it was okay for me, but now, no.
But
You can't be my friend.
So I think it's also sometimes valuable to have friends in different circles or friends in different aspects. So to have a friend who is a housewife can be very beneficial if you keep it. Maybe you want to balance career and work. And so at something you need a hand for everybody who is balancing. And that friend comes in handy. And he's a kind of friend that all other friends can leave their kids with her at some point. So sometimes the differences, the diversity also helps keep the friendship going.
Earlier on I spoke about the circle.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would have a teacher in my circle. I have a medical doctor in my circle. I have business
Lawyer.
I have a police woman. I have people in my circle that
very functional circle.
very functional. I am very
that, but it was a
intense.
dysfunctional circle. That's mine. Mine was
me
like that.
coming
Where
in, I won't lose on every side.
Yeah.
No, I'm
That
coming to work.
diversity is
Good.
there.
I know the person that in the same circle I'm gonna call
Charlie.
if I've seen a business deal and I'm not too sure. I will WhatsApp. What do you think? And the person's like, no, don't go. Okay, you can go ahead. I know somebody that I'll call and tell you, I've met somebody. What do you think? Like, no, I don't see. You look at it this way, and then but we are all in this
very
same
functional.
Very
not
functional.
someone that you call
Very
Charlie.
intentional.
Charlie, me mania how?
Precisely.
No, I'm not working
Give me
with you.
the vibe. So because you know this how this, she's the fire of every party. So if there is something that I need somebody to ginger me, sometimes you might not be in the mood. You're not feeling too good. You're very down. You wake up. So if you want somebody to, who you're calling, who you are, to help you start your day right, put you sane.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And-
very functional.
and I
I'm
think
still standing on that
one key
functionality.
thing-
Yes.
Yeah, and one key thing, my wife has this, they have 4 friends. And of course, usually they have a WhatsApp platform.
Yeah.
And one thing that keeps them together is that they have regular prayers together,
Okay.
Right.
virtual prayers. But because of that common thing, even when they've gone like the whole week without checking on each other, there's that moment. And sometimes the prayer meeting becomes talk, chat. So those are also very, very important.
Yeah. Very
So
valuable.
because they have the same faith, they have common, they
Makes
don't attend
it-
the same church.
Yeah.
But they appreciate that, no, you know what? I think 3 of us are married, we have kids, this one's not married, but we all need prayer.
Yeah.
And that bonds them,
Yeah.
that keeps them good. So I think it's very important. So yes, it gets functional, but you don't want to be utilitarian, that it must be because this is coming or this. In adulthood, that mode is easy. It's easy to get into utility mode. You are not contributing anything, so you are out.
Friends with benefits.
So let's talk about this. How to start like adult friendship without you overthinking it. Me is ruled out.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
To not
But
overthink
then-
it.
To not overthink it, no.
Is it possible?
No.
You've
You
been
will definitely
beaten
overthink
so
it.
many
But you know,
times
if you
that
overthink, that's where you even draw back. Because,
Yes.
hey, the person will be rude. Hey, see the way she's behaving.
No.
Hey.
So I have a
Me,
tip.
No.
right now in my life, there are days that, like, you know, I don't have anything to do. So now I'm sitting on my carpets at home. I'm like, okay, when I call this person, hey, me want meeting, go over. I said, oh, today I don't have anybody to leave the kids with. I just sort of my carpet. I said, what kind of life is this? No, what kind of life? So then I playfully put on my status, like, oh, I need new friends. The old ones are boring me, you know. But then people start texting, oh, can I be? I block everybody.
But
Right?
me.
Why are you going?
Yeah, well,
You know, I just needed at that moment,
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, let me get somebody that when all of these people are hooked or busy.
so it was
I
just like a
can-
moment feeling, not
it's a
something you
moment
really,
thing.
really
And then I
need.
come out of it, I'm like, the people are calling me, I say, yay.
The kind of alcohol can't deal with.
For
because
me,
you see, those new ones don't know you well enough.
Yeah.
And so they don't know when to call, when not to call. And so it's
It takes
challenging.
time to
It
even
takes
know
time.
someone. Friendship.
Come on.
It
Making
takes
new
time.
friends shouldn't be too hard.
But when you're
But
an introvert,
adults,
it can be.
yes.
But I think, so there's a formula you can use that helps.
okay,
Okay.
share with us.
This is the masculine.
Okay.
I want to learn.
I meet you, I find you interesting in a way and all of that. I give you a pass,
Okay.
and I'm observing.
Yeah.
If you prove to be worth it, we continue.
Right.
If you prove not to be worth it, stop.
Because your friends,
They define you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they defined
Define you.
They define. And for me, one thing that's outside the friendship, one thing that I'm very intentional, 100% intentional, is me having time for myself. Okay. So
Me time.
me time.
Self-love.
I didn't really
That's
realize
space
all
for-
that.
That's space for me time.
Yes.
Hey.
Let me come there.
In her own little way.
Yes. I don't mind walking into a very posh restaurant by myself,
Spoiling yourself.
spoiling myself, going for breakfast, lunch, or whatever. I am walking into Lancaster. I'm walking into my.
Okay, imagine that one and then walking into Lancaster for breakfast with Now.
You see, the
Hey,
reason
You
why
always need a
I
moment
I
for
would have
yourself.
to.
You always need a moment for yourself. Really.
Yes, and
I'll go
and
for that.
I'm beginning to appreciate those kind of things more. As I'm saying, it comes with aging.
Right.
Because sometimes you have them. Sometimes you want to put a pen and paper to your life because you are an architect of your life. So you want to, and you will need a certain environment to do that. I won't do that in a home when my kids needs me 100%. They don't understand. Oh, go, mommy have till they are asleep. So me being the intentional type, I want to be happy.
Create
I want
space for
to
yourself to be
create
able
a
to-
space
Your
to
me time.
my me time.
You can
My me time
reset,
is in a
recharge.
flash.
Yeah.
I will definitely say I'm driving myself to that restaurant. When I get there, then I give it a waiter the pressure. Say, count, I come 5 minutes.
Oh,
I don't have that.
yeah.
You know, hurry, my friend. Then I do one or two. I say, hey, yeah, mobile phone body. Then I get some. I leave. Sometimes I go to the salon. I go like, oh, I'm going to
But
pamper
maybe because you're
myself.
thinking about your family back
You know,
home.
like all the
But
space.
you
the
know one thing I
time,
realize,
Yeah.
like,
I think it's age based.
Yes.
A time will come you have too much me time. Me time.
Mine are
So it's
quite
about
older.
the-
My kids are.
Exactly.
So
it's the
that-
seasons.
Yeah.
The seasons in your life,
They are,
the
they are
phases.
very
Right now-
independent.
Exactly.
I go to the salon. I go like, oh, I'm doing pedicure. I'm doing manicure. When they start the pedicure, I say, my family 9 and come. You know.
You are in a hurry to go. Yeah, you
I'm in a
know.
hurry to go. And then I come back home and I regret.
Yeah.
I
should
should
have
have stayed
stayed,
longer.
You see that regret
Yeah.
thing, and that's
You
what
should
you
have
don't want to
done it.
have.
My me time is me just lying in my bed, probably scrolling through my phone. You know, I have
And that
probably a
works
glass
for
of
you.
wine. It works for me. The
Some
kids
people
are
can choose to
asleep.
go out, but I mean,
Yeah.
I pour a glass of wine. The wine will look at me the next morning.
you're going.
By the time you are pouring the wine,
I
the
know.
last energy is the one
Really?
used before.
You want to watch a movie, you have your wine there. Hey, tonight I won't sleep. Tonight I won't sleep. Just 20 minutes later.
Yeah,
Okay,
God.
let me turn and
Yes.
sleep.
But I think adulthood is complex.
Yeah, very.
And that understanding and embracing it helps you deal.
Yeah.
It's complex.
Yeah.
So many different phases and all that. But
Yeah.
when you appreciate it that this is complex, it helps you manage it so that you're also not worn out. Yeah. Like, you see some of your friends.
They look older than their age.
We are all late 30s. Why do you have so much gray hair?
It's not even about the gray hair. Please. Don't go there.
This particular brother was not. We need like 2-3 years. No, there's a natural one.
The aging.
Yes. But this one.
The aging. They look older than their age.
I wonder if you can do something about maybe your friend Ajwa, probably also in her late 30s, aging. I mean, not the natural one. You just wonder what really could be. She can't open up. Sometimes it's us. You know, personally, I can't really open up. But I like to listen. I always want to be that safe space for some. And people like that, they're always going through so much.
Yes.
But they can't voice out.
That's true.
You
Shout out
can't
to us.
just be a reservoir of all.
Yeah, you always be taking in.
To give.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing to give. Okay, so I have a few messages. Let's take them real quick. I understand that some friendships are for a reason, but how do I move on from a close friend that's no longer how it used to be when the person is still in my space? So the person is no more the same. Like,
But then
you find
still
a
around.
friendly person all of a sudden, and the person is like, but how do you? So we'll talk about this briefly. I'm Ajwa. I am getting used to making new friends. I made a new friend in my 30s, and is the most healing friendship I've ever had. It's possible. So that was actually going to take me to my next question. Where do grown-ups now meet friends? Because I want to know. Where do you meet friends and make friends? Where do grown-ups meet? Because I want to go there and go and find.
I think that's random spots.
Yes.
You can probably go and buy some wache, and then there's this lady standing there. Well, okay.
Comes up to say hello.
Me, I would compliment
If I met you at
I like to do that.
Joint, I'll comment about your eyelashes.
What if she had no eyelashes?
You see, that promo initiates another line.
Conversation. It breaks the ice.
Because you have called me like that, I would have bought it for you, but I won't buy for you again. You'll be in the queue till it's your turn.
For me, I hardly initiate. No, I hardly. And if you do, I don't know, but there's a lot of things that
overthinker.
Goes through my mind before you
see that. Why are you coming?
We might chit chat. Maybe we've gone to a program and you've come with your friend, or we've met. We're all talking and everything. For me, when I leave, I leave.
That's it for you.
That's it for me. So later, when we meet up again, and then like, oh, I met you. So
it takes time for you to warm up.
Yes, it takes time for me too. I am very lovable. I'll give you all the smiles and everything. But then
for the moment.
So I get people asking
the present moment.
So how was your problem? It's for the moment. Whilst our conversation is going on, I'm picking a few things that will make me want to have you in my circle, make me want to talk to you again, make me want to have that.
I think you even have every right to think through.
Yes.
She may be a good person, he may be a good person, but you don't want the person in your space.
No. There's one thing my mother used to tell me. She'll be like, you think everybody's like you, eh? Because I open when I start to, I talk about everything.
And like an open book.
I have an open book. I'll give you all the next point, everything.
But you know why? Being an open book, I'm like that, is good. Within 5 minutes of our conversation, you know that I'm a Christian. I don't compromise on certain things. You know I don't do that. So when it progresses, you know what to expect. I like that.
So you just lay everything on the table.
I'm much of an initiator. I always walk up to people and say, oh, I like your dress. Oh, I like this. But sometimes people walk up to me, probably I'm working with somebody. It usually happens to, like, close people. And the people are all, oh, no. I go like, hey, this will be share what you. Then my friend is asking, oh, why me?
That's being so pleasant.
Yes, because
you don't lose anything anyway.
But I still respond, oh, Michelle, oh, yeah.
There are times when it will take 2 weeks before you remember the person.
Sometimes I don't remember. Especially we'll go like, now you know, but I'm fine. afterward, probably you go and sit. I walk up to her and say, you know what? I'm sorry, but then I don't know. I'm trying to like you put the face to probably where I met you or something. I'm still definitely going to ask because I can't leave without.
That's
you know,
the
Yes.
But at least that moment, if there were people there, you did not embarrass the person.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it means a
But
lot.
that's the but that's the extrovert nah.
Yes.
The introvert will go like
Overthinker.
and will sit down if they are in the same space for 2 hours. For the 2 hours she's
Very
thinking about it.
calculation. Hey.
No.
Why?
So I think sometimes you need to and
Tone it
sit.
down a bit.
And Channel One does best with their events and programs.
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
At those places, I do politics sometimes. So many people who somebody watch you on TV like you've not met the person before. They meet you the next and they have this endearment to you. You can't be standoffish.
Right.
Oh, honorable. Oh, Charlie 90 Charlie.
Then
But
you know what you're going to
may
talk
not be
about
in the
because
mood.
you're into
Though.
politics.
Let's be realistic.
So,
You may not be in the mood sometimes.
Yes.
Like there are times that really.
In my case, then you have to act it up.
Yes.
Because you can't afford it.
yeah.
That's
So
true.
depending
When
on
you're
what
in the
you do
limelight,
too.
I think
Yes.
you are a
You-
bit
yeah.
careful
Yes,
about that.
yes.
Right.
Very true.
Anyway, we'll take a final message. Okay, so I love Ajo's message. I'm just going to read it again. I'm Ajo. I'm getting used to making new friends. I made a new friend in my 30s, and it's the most healing friendship. So you get to, like, you know, probably your childhood friend, you can't compare it to the new ones. But you realize that probably the new one is way much more better because now it's in line
Yeah.
with your,
even
you know,
intentional about making
so
it.
you grab it with, you know, both hands. This one here says, hello, good evening. It's my first time watching and I love it. Keep it up. Thank you very much. This is Ampoma from Tuabodom. Okay. So my final question will be, I'm still asking, where do adults meet to make friends? How are we making friends in, you know, being an adult? Is it at work? Is it when you go to the salon? Is it when you're
church,
driving around
and
town, somebody approaches you?
It comes back to the difference between friendship and acquaintance. For me, my routines are not much. But then in my church, we close from church. I sing in Chaminekwa, and after church, I grab my kids. Probably the first person to, I don't know how to. Probably you might like, oh hello, how are you? I'm fine.
Your administration blessed me.
It ends there.
Like but sometimes acquaintances can grow to become friends.
That is
Other
when you are
times,
intentional
friendships can
about
actually
it.
become
Yeah, but you need to give it time.
Yes.
I think
time.
adult
It's
friendships,
time.
you need
You
to give
can't
it
force
time.
it like when you were maybe in class 1, you can just run. To, I want to be a friend.
Yes.
No, I can't do that. You can.
Yes.
You'll be like, hey, is the person okay?
Yes. Or there's something behind it.
There's something behind
Because
that.
sometimes giving it time means that there might be an occasion.
Yes.
And this person comes through for you
Yes.
It's even
in a
natural,
manner that
like,
you
yeah.
didn't expect. And it's not
Yes.
with any
I
motives.
like that. No
or any-
expectation.
No
Yes.
expectation.
Then you know, okay,
That's
this
it.
one can be graduated.
Yes.
So I think just give it time. I don't think you go about when I want to make
I
friends.
want to be a friend.
No.
You become desperate.
Yes.
But the more natural you are, every certain, and you know
And
what you're
with that,
looking for.
with that one, you know the level at which you are placing this person
Right.
or this friendship.
Yeah.
Then you can appreciate it better.
Right. So I'm just going to thank you for coming.
Maybe Miss now will organize the adult friendship market.
Better. Because my routine is work, school, work, like that. You get me? So I think that's we have to put something like that together.
Yeah.
Come on. Show your friend. Show your friend. Thank you very much, Vanessa. Thank you, Courage, and thank you, Ellen. And this is how far we can go. We've been talking about making adult friendships, and I bet that you've taken a few points. And if you're that static like I am, we have to furthermore, he's small. If you can make time and go to dance. Yeah, so go somewhere, take yourself out, meet someone. I think I am going to repent because my routine is like, straight work, home, church, work, home, school, pick up school, all that. So I'm going to, try as much. So this is what I'm going to ask of you. When you see me in town, holler at your girl. It has to be a friends and family show. Will come your way next week. My name is Noyo Kwote. Enjoy.